What a day for the stock market today, guys. The S&P 500 went up. Same with the NASDAQ, each up 1.5%. We had the Russell up 1.6%. Same with the Dow as the VIX went down 6.5%. And we ended up seeing the metals go down as well. Gold down 0.1% and silver down about 0.3%. So in this video, we're going to break down the markets. We're going to talk stocks, break down some earnings, and go over just in general what I'm doing in the market. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your water. And this is actually empty right now, guys, but I still have some of my morning coffee left. So yeah, cheers. Take a sip of your coffee, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get up to 20 stocks from Moomoo and 12 stocks from Webull. Link down below. And let's just dive into the video. So again, green day all across the board today, which was nice. And what we're noticing on SPY here, which I did touch upon in my previous video, although that video kind of bombed. I think it only got 150 views. I mean, with YouTube, guys, it's all about timing. What times of the days you're uploading, right? And I uploaded that video at like 11 a.m. Didn't do that well. Usually when I upload around 1:30, it does better. So if you guys didn't see that video, we're going to talk about it right now. We have an inverse head and shoulders forming on SPY. We have the left shoulder here, the head, the right shoulder. We have a break above the moving averages, a golden cross, all that good stuff. But now what we're noticing is we're approaching 390. We actually closed at 386. Now after the bell, we're over 387 bucks. We're approaching 390, which you guys know if you've been watching the channel and just watching the markets for yourselves, that has been a big level, or it was a big level of support. We fell through it. It became resistance, right? So for this right shoulder and the inverse head and shoulders to really start gaining steam, for it to complete, it's got to break 390. We got to break that 180 SMA as well on this 20-day chart, which, to be honest, guys, and I said this in my last video, I'm not too convinced that's going to happen quite yet. I'm kind of skeptical about that, to be honest. But we'll see. Hence why my alert's at 390. We'll see if it does end up testing that point and then breaking out of that level. So triple Q, it's, facing a similar level of resistance. We have a bit of a inverse head and shoulders, just like SPY, right? You guys see it. It's kind of starting to form. But we're also now facing a big resistance at about 278, 280, which you guys can see that was support if we're looking back a couple weeks ago, right? Throughout November into the early days of December. Then we broke under 278, 280. Now it's obviously a resistance. So yeah, triple Q is going to be met with some selling pressure here. 278 right by the 180 SMA as well on the 1 hour chart. So keep that in mind. I mean, I'm not too convinced yet, guys. Again, I'm skeptical that we're actually going to break out of this point. That's just me being honest. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now, if we pull up oil, let's see what crude oil ended up doing today. It's, oh wow, pretty nice day. Up 3% on the day for oil, up to $78.40 a barrel. Now it's up $8.40 a barrel from this low point that it hit back on the 9th of December, about 10, 12 days ago. It's up about 12%, in other words, looking at percentage-wise. And if we're looking here on the 4-hour chart, guys, we are now at a point where it's the moment of truth, right? Are bulls going to get this over the 180 SMA, which they failed to do that for a couple weeks at this point, over a month? Are they going to break 80 bucks, break the 180 SMA, maybe start rallying towards 82, maybe mid-80s, right? Is that going to happen? Or are we going to fail at this point, $78, get rejected, and then, of course, dump from there, right? We end up, going back mid-70s, low 70s, right? It's a waiting game. What's going to happen here at the moving average, right? Are we going to break? Are we going to get rejected? Crude oil, looking at the past couple of months, it has failed pretty much every time it's tested that 180 SMA, and I'm not convinced that this is the time it's going to break quite yet until we actually see it do that. So I'm going to set my alert. Mark is at or above $80. Let me do that now. Mark is at or above $80 a share, or not a share, $80 a barrel here on oil, and we'll see what it does from that point. And if we pull up, let's say silver, I mean, there's probably not much to cover here on silver. Yeah, it looks like it's just consolidating after taking out the highs from earlier this month of December, which is good. Gold right now is pretty much fighting with the highs from earlier this month, being about 1820. So let's see what it does at that point. 1820, 1830. If that breaks, like I said, high 1800s, 1900s, right around the corner for gold. So let's hop into now some stocks that I'm looking at. I want to talk about Tesla very quickly, do an update, recap on what's going on with Tesla stock right now, the way that it closed. And you saw my previous video, and I'll mention it again in this video. Tesla took the lows out this morning. It was at about 9:45 a.m. Yeah, we hit $135.89, which took the low out from yesterday, which the low from yesterday was $137.85. So we clearly took that low out. And you guys remember I was talking about it was downtrending in the morning, right? Lower highs. We pretty much continued that for the rest of the day. If I show you guys this intraday chart, if I just zoom in a bit, you'll see, right? There's prominent lower highs that were made throughout the day. 1 right there, 2 right here, 3, 4, right? These are all lower highs. Then we closed. This is where the bears really came in. In the last hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, this thing sold off like crazy from $140 down to $137.40. It dropped 2.3%. So lower highs all day. Then we hit 2 p.m. Instead of continuing the rally that it was on at that point, it went from 136.50 to about 141 from about 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Instead of continuing that breakout, it failed, lower high. We sold off 2.2%, 2.5%, gave back pretty much that entire game. So Tesla at this point, guys, closed off. Not the best, way for the bulls. Bears 100% have the advantage, and we had a 0.2% red day rather in Tesla. And at this point, guys, I mean, like I've been saying the past couple of days, we've been taking out the lows pretty much every single day. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. There is at some point going to be a reversal. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to go all the way back to all-time highs like that. I'm not saying it's going to go up 30% or even 20%, but it could run up at some point because stocks don't just go down day after day after day after day after day, right? At some point, it is going to see a relief rally. And I'm kind of tempted. I'm not going to lie, guys. I was thinking today, I'm like, should I buy some Tesla shares? I was thinking for a short-term trade, that is, should I do that? But it's a little bit, I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit ballsy. It's a little bit of an increased risk type gamble with of course, how Elon has been. But I'm thinking like there's going to be a day where we're going to see a crazy rally because it's just been hit so hard over the past 3 weeks. Throughout the course of this month, guys, Tesla is down 30%. I mean, it could see a big rally. That's why I'm tempted to buy a little bit, nibble a little bit here as a trade, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. If it gets hit again tomorrow, let's say Tesla goes down to $130 tomorrow, 125 or something crazy, I might consider buying a bit with the anticipation of a relief rally, maybe back towards 140, 150 even. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, it's a gamble, guys. Please don't follow this. I don't even know if I'm going to do it yet. But at some point, I think, even though I'm bearish Tesla overall for the next year, right, we still have to play the ins and outs of it. At least I'm looking to do that. And I think at this point, it's getting a bit oversold. It's getting a bit too beaten down. But, we'll see. It could come down another $10 tomorrow. But at some point, it's going to see that spike, that relief rally, which I'm waiting to see if I could play it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are waiting to do that as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about that, as always. So that's a little rundown on Tesla. Now, Micron is another one that I want to talk about. They reported earnings today after the bell, and the stock actually went up on the day, went up 1%, closed at $51 a share. And now after the bell, Micron is down to $49.95, under $50. It is down 2.4%. So Micron ended up reporting, let's see here, they ended up doing Q1 EPS of -4 cents, which missed the -1 cent estimate, so that's not good. And sales missed as well, $4.08 billion versus $4.12 billion estimated. So double miss for Micron, and they see Q2 adjusted EPS of -72 to -52 cents versus the -30 cents estimate. That's way under the estimate. That's not good at all. And let's see here, what else? They see revenue of $3.6 to $4 billion versus $3.75 billion. All right, that's pretty good. That's above the estimate there on the upper end of that range. Not too bad. And anything else here? Not seeing much of anything else. Looks like they say they will focus capital return on dividends and have suspended share repurchases for now. Okay, so it looks like, what is their dividend anyway? I haven't looked into Micron much at all recently, guys. What's their dividend though? Looks like they paid 10 cents a couple quarters ago. They upped it to 11.5 cents. Then what was it last quarter? 11.5 cents. So it looks like they are paying probably around 40 cents a year on a $45, $50 stock. What is that? Less than 1%? I mean, geez, is it that low? It's got to be. Let me see here on Yahoo Finance, guys. Let me pull up the app that I'm looking at here. Give me a second. Hit that like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Yeah, it's roughly a 0.88% dividend yield right now. And that's pretty low. I mean, you're not going to invest in this for the dividend, but hey, it pays a dividend, which is kind of like the cherry on top. And overall, what I'm noticing on the chart here on Micron, guys, is a descending triangle. Do you see it here? We have lower highs being made, clear as day over the past couple of months. Some prominent ones here. Well, I guess this one kind of took out the previous one. Not really. But either way, we failed at 65 there, lower high from the previous one from back in the end of May. And now we're pretty much holding above 48 to 49, $50 by a thread. This could easily break at any day at this point. Any day this could break and we could see a leg down towards the lower 40s, mid 40s. You know, that's what Micron is setting up right now. And for that reason, as a trade, I'm staying very far away from it. But like I mentioned, there's a couple of super investors that own this one. I think Mohnish Pabrai owns it. I think some other guys own it. I forget who, but a lot of big guys are buying this stock right now. I'm not just going to shamelessly, I keep saying that. Jesus, why do I keep saying that? Whenever I'm trying to say, I'm not going to clone these super investors, for some reason, the word shameless pops up in my head. I don't know why, but blindly, why do I keep saying shamelessly? I'm not going to blindly clone these investors. A lot of people do that, and they get screwed a lot of the time because they don't know exactly what's going on through these investors' heads when they're making the move. They don't know when they want to get out, why they got in, what their thesis is around the company. So blindly cloning an investor is not a good idea. So I'm not doing that. Well, I mean, I don't want to say it's not a good idea, but for example, let's say you track a stock and you're heavily researched on a stock, and then a super investor buys it. Technically, you are you're not really cloning them, but you're in the same stock. That's different, obviously. But blindly going out and just buying a stock just because Buffett bought it, or Munger, or Mohnish Pabrai, or any of these big investors, not the best idea. But yeah, Micron, watch out for it, guys. If it falls under 48, 47, it is going to get even worse. It's going to get bloody from there. RAD is another one, which is Rite Aid, which has not been doing well at all, guys. Oh my goodness. Rite Aid down 17% on the day. What in the friggin' world is going on, guys? This is an utter disaster. Rite Aid closed at $4.42 yesterday. And it just, look at this. Once the market, have you guys been on King Ka before? Roller coaster ride at Six Flags in New Jersey, King Ka. Look it up. Unbelievable roller coaster. You're on this thing. I've been on it twice in my life. You're on this roller coaster. You're stationary. Then all of a sudden, it shoots at like 100 miles an hour. You run up, boom, 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 right? All at like 100, 120 miles an hour. I think it goes 300 feet in the air. And then it slowly peaks at the top, and you can see everything. The parking lot, the whole stadium. You can see miles and miles away. That's how high up you are. And then, you know what happens after that peak, guys? Boom! You get thrown down 100 miles an hour, straight cliff drop. And that is what RAD is looking like right now. That is what RAD is looking like. They reported earnings, and then there wasn't even a spike up. It just went boom, straight down. It went straight from 460 to 360. That's a drop way more than 17%. That from the peak after earnings came out, it was down 24%. What a freaking disaster. So RAD ended up doing, let me see here, negative 14 cents adjusted EPS versus negative 31 cents estimated. So they beat on that. And it looks like they beat on sales, $6.08 billion versus $5.94 billion estimated. So it looks like they did double beat. And anything on guidance, they see full year 23 retail pharmacy segment revenue of 17.4 to 17.6, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. I mean, why is this business, or why is this stock getting destroyed? I mean, I personally haven't done much research into it, so I can't tell you why. But I see Rite Aids everywhere. I mean, do you guys not see these everywhere still? I don't know. Maybe it's just where I'm at. But are they struggling that bad? Is this a management issue? How could the stock go from $32 just about 2 years ago, from January of 2021, to $3? I mean, 90%, guys, 90%. And I mean, I see these stores everywhere. Are they struggling that bad? I mean, it's got to be a management problem. They must have way too many stores. They must be bleeding a ton of money because of that. Maybe there's a plan in place for them to turn around. Again, I haven't been looking into the company much because, quite frankly, I don't want to invest in Rite Aid. There's other places I'd rather put my money, but there's got to be some plan to cut costs in this company. I mean, there's got to be. They must be shutting stores down, or else at this rate, they're going to go out of business. I mean, if you go from $30 to $3 in 2 years as a stock price, that goes to show there are big problems at the company. So NVIDIA, let's do a quick update on NVIDIA. This one right now looks like today had a great day, 2.6%. Green day closed at 165. It looks like buyers are now coming in at the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart, which is a good sign. It looks like the uptrend is continuing, which we've been holding this uptrend for a good couple of months since the middle of October. And what we're noticing is last time we saw a big spike, we hit $190. We failed at the high from the beginning of middle of August, right? Being about $190. This point needs to break. Now, the thing is, we can actually play it before it even tests that and tries to break it, because we're at $165 now, guys. We could essentially play this. Well, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm looking to play this here within this window right here, between $170 to about $180, $85, maybe $190. Again, $190 needs to break. And if it does, ultimately, bulls are going to get this thing back over 200, 210. Who knows where it's going to go from there. But at this point, I'm going to set my alert at $170. Mark is at or above, and we'll see what it ends up doing from that point. Mark is at or above 170 up to about $190. That's what I'm looking to do, or looking to play, where I'm looking to play NVIDIA. So let's see what else ended up moving today. We had CCL. They reported earlier in the day. We talked about them already. Let's see if they could end up breaking 950. That's where my alert's at, right at the top here of this wedge. AMC looks like it had a good day, but still, I mean, the chart looks like crap. We talked about it before, guys. AMC still on a downtrend. Same here with GameStop. Complete garbage looking chart. Looks like Alibaba is up about 2%. Went up 2% on the day. Oh, look at that. So this is now fighting to hold. I mean, it is as of now holding above $85. That was the high from the middle of November. So it's fighting to hold the uptrend here. If Alibaba is able to successfully break above the 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart, right around $90, there could be a big pop coming on the stock. So I just set my alert at 90. Let's see from 90 to 95 what it could do. 95, if that breaks, even further breakout on Baba. So that actually looks pretty good. I'm glad I saw that. JD, not as great. Let's see. 10-cent TCEHY is the ticker. This looks decent. It's bouncing off the 50 SMA. We have big resistance coming up, 42 to about 43. That was resistance from back in the end of August. You can see here, also from a couple days ago. So if 10-cent breaks 42, 43, we could have a lot more upside, right? A lot more upside from that point. So I'm going to wrap up the video here, guys. We're about 20 minutes in. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, get up to 20 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit, link down below. And you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. And if you want daily charts from me, I post charts all throughout the day, guys. check out the Patreon, and you also get exclusive content on there, more access to me throughout the day. And I'm working on building a brand new Discord, private Discord channel under the Stocks Talk Stocks branding. It's going to be a completely separate Discord from what I have down below right now in the description box. If you want to be part of that, check out the Patreon down below. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Peace out.